What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. I said I was going live at 2:30, and you had to know my phone rang like it, uh, and it was a pretty important phone call at like um 2:28, right before I was ready to hit the live button. But we gonna get there. Show y'all what we got going on today, and y'all let me know. I'm trying to get the phone signal better and everything. Some people said the phone's kind of glitching in, or the live was cutting in and out. Y'all check that out. Look at that. I'm gonna be mounting this one today. I'm a pretty big old boy, and he's wider than my shoulders are. I'm not small, y'all. Y'all check that out. I know we got more than one person on here. It says one person. What y'all think? Y'all give me a score. I was told that this deer was scored and it was 143. I'm gonna tell y'all now, this is not a 143 deer. I laughed at them when they told me this. This is not a 143. What y'all think? How big is he? Y'all give me some scores. I did rough score this deer just a little bit ago. I'm no official scorer, but I know how they score them, and I'm gonna be probably pretty close on this deer. But we're gonna be mounting this one. I mounted a deer yesterday live, yesterday or day before, whenever it was. We're gonna be mounting this one. This is a Louisiana non-high fence buck. He's got, just to give you an idea, he's got 6-inch main, but the bases are 6-inch diameter right here. These measurements were 5 3/4, 5 1/2 here and here, and then I think this one right here, the fourth measurement, I think was 4 1/4, if I'm not mistaken. 20 1/2 inch inside spread. I got the cape ready to go. I got some more things that I got to get ready to get them mounted on the mannequin. Mannequin's ready to go. If it's gonna prop this door where maybe we get better signal than what we got right this second. What y'all think? What's that deer score? Y'all let me know. Come on, I know we got more than 13 people on here. Is the live working? What y'all think? One more look at him. How many inches? I'll give y'all hints. Bigger than 140 and under 200. What y'all think? I got, I don't know what this is. I'm seeing 2 comments. I got Randall on there. That's a big one, 156. Randall says. All right. Kathy says 147. All right, hang on a second. I'll be right back. All right, so give y'all a little reference. This one is 140 right here. Now, that's a 140 sitting inside this deer. So I can tell y'all he is not in the 140s. That's a 140, 140 inches right there. Look at the mass. You got to take into consideration the mass, the beam length. The points aren't taller, so that's the only thing that's really not great on this buck is the tine length. He's got good G3s. His G2s aren't real tall. I think they were 7.5, 8, somewhere in there. But he's got the mass, he's got the width, main beam length, all that good stuff. So we're talking way bigger than one of y'all. He's not a 140s. Not even close. What y'all think? Y'all let me know. I'll give y'all a hint. My rough score was way higher than 140. We're talking more closer to 200. Way closer. Alright, so we're going to be mounting him. We got Hooper Hunting saying 185. He's getting close up there. I scored him a little higher than that. Like I said, I'm not an official score. 147. Yeah, now we got some people in there. Y'all know what he's looking like. I'm gonna say official score. He's going above 185. I scored him at. I'll let y'all guess for a few more minutes. Let a few more people guess. Some more people come on. I'll show him a couple more times. The cape's ready to go. I've got the dry preserve on it. Got the Bondo in the ears. The ears are intact. They're ready to go. So fixing to put it on the mannequin. The mannequin's ready to go. Y'all let me know, is the live feed glitching again? Some people said it was glitching last one. Is it cutting in and out or something? I don't know what the right word for it is. Y'all let me know. Throw it in the comments. What y'all got? Oh, we just still got people. Justin says 187. Doctor said, didn't realize I do taxidermy. I don't, like, it's just a hobby. I'm kind of semi-retired. I've done it since 2003. Takes a big deer to be in the 180s. Yes, Hoopers, you're right. But that is a big one. Like I said, 6-inch bases down here. I mean, those two measurements right there is 12 inches right out the gate. You know, 5.5 more right there. So, yeah, you're talking 23, 24 inches, just those 4 measurements alone. 20.5 inch inside spread. 21 inch main beams. That's not super long, but that's pretty good. It's definitely not bad. Yeah, he's definitely 185 to 190, something like that. I rough scored him. What do y'all think? I'll let y'all guess for a few more minutes. A couple new people's coming in. What do y'all think? This is a 140. This one's dead on the nuts, 140. Right there. That's a 140. So we're not even close to the same size. This one will go inside this rack. The 140 will. So, and I'm a pretty good sized guy. I'm not like small. And he's wider than my shoulders. Big buck. Not every day you get to see a deer like that get mounted on a YouTube live, but you will today. And we're probably going to have this deer officially scored. I know everybody's at work right now, so I probably pick the worst times to go live. What's going on, Benjamin? Hey, y'all let me know. Is the live clean? Is it clear or is it glitching? People said it was glitching the other day. Cutting in and out. Is it staying up? I measured that deer at 194 inches. That's what I measured him at. 194 inches. Live feed seems good. Thank you, Doctor. All good on mine. Okay, appreciate it. We had several people said it was glitching the other day. Could have been the cloudy weather. I'm not real sure. Yeah, and this is not a high fence deer. This is Fair Chase, Louisiana. Big old Louisiana buck, y'all. That's a monster for Louisiana. I think that's the biggest. Yeah, 194 inches what I measured him at. And I'm pretty close normally. Pretty close. I think my buddy's 172 incher, I was 1 or 1.5 inches off. Do y'all have CWD down there? No, we don't have CWD. They just say we do. Y'all know that stuff's fake. No, I'm just kidding. It's not fake. It's just not as it's just not as obvious of effects as people make it out to be. Yeah. All that's going to turn into a political nightmare, the CWD stuff. We've got CWD zones now. They put those into place, and then they're expanded. They expanded over the summer, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all bear with me a minute. I'm gonna zoom in on this thing so y'all can see what I got going on here. But I'm gonna be mixing up some Bondo. Monster anywhere, buddy. Yes, it is. Absolute giant. I'll be mixing up some Bondo and setting these horns real quick. Alright, y'all. I might have to add here in Virginia. It's killing a lot of deer and the meat is black. I won't eat it. I'm not sure that's CWD. I don't think CWD turns meat black. I think that's probably EHD that you're talking about, you're referring to, Mont Bob. I've never heard of CWD is got to do with the. Yeah, I don't think CWD, as far as I know, don't turn the meat black. Maybe somebody more educated on it than me will chime in on that, but it don't sound like CWD from what I've heard. Didn't get to watch it at all the other day. You did. Yeah, I finished Danielle's deer. I'll show y'all here shortly. I'll show y'all Danielle's deer. Y'all let us know. Anybody ever heard of CWD turning deer meat black? I've never heard that one. All I'm going to say about this CWD stuff and all this other stuff Just be careful what you believe. Make sure you see proof of it before you believe it, because there's a lot of disinformation, and I'm not real sure all the disinformation is the general public. So I think there may be some officials that's put, or some of it's kind of grasping for straws. I'm, I'm not saying it's not a real thing. It's out there, but I'm not real sure people really understand it or know how to deal with it. And I think a lot of the regulations and stuff that's coming down are just kind of grasping for straws or knee jerk reactions. Now, that's my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We abide by the laws, and whatever the state laws are, we'll go by them. But I think, in the end, this CWD stuff and the regulations that come along with it is just going to be more government overreach, in my opinion. That's my opinion now. Anything I say on here, that's my opinions. That's we all normally agree to disagree on a lot of this stuff. Randall says, "What is CWD exactly?" Exactly. I've hunted here my whole life, South Arkansas and North Louisiana, and supposedly we've had a few isolated cases in the area. Within say 100 miles of where I hunt, and I'm not saying it's not a thing or whatever. Let me take this back. I have elk hunted where it's supposed to be, and deer hunted like northern Missouri where it's supposed to be. And personally, I haven't seen the results. And I'm not sure we're going to have anybody on this live that'll share like personal experience of proven, yes, that's proven, tested, and it's CWD. But I can tell you, if somebody sees this live or sees it later and has had a personal experience with CWD, and it was tested and proven that it was CWD, then I would love to hear that personal experience. I'd put more emphasis and or whatever you want to call it in that conversation than any other about CWD. So, yeah, has anybody had personally any kind of experience where they took an animal and it tested positive for CWD, and if so, what happened at that point? Show y'all what we got going on. Got new people coming on. I scored him at 194, y'all. 194 inch Louisiana whitetail. I could have missed it by a couple of inches, but I'm going to be pretty close. He's a 185 to 195 class deer. Check it out. So we got our Bondo mixed up. Get ready to set the horns. Antlers, set the antlers. Hope everybody's doing all right today. I know a lot of people's working right now. Probably have a few people jump on a little bit later. 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's when more people went to getting on. A lot of people's at work, can't watch right now. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna have to pay attention to this Bondo for just a minute, and then I'll double once I get this screwed down. Cause I got about a 3 or 4 minute window right there to get it on there and screwed down. Not a 3 or 4 minute, 3 or 4 second window. Once that goes to hardening, I don't have much time. I had to get that skull plate on there in a pretty big hurry right there. Bam, just like that, y'all. Y'all didn't even know I could move that fast, did y'all? Check that out. Raised outdoors. No, I think Louisiana state record would be way higher than 190. I don't know. Maybe we'll score it together. Oh, there's bigger deer than this one. Come on, Glenn. This is a 140. We're not even talking in the same ballpark. He's a giant, y'all. This is my 140 from last week. We're not even close to the same caliber deer. Like, not even close. The mass isn't even close. No way. Yeah, he's that big. This is a giant. We're not talking about some guess on overall spread, whatever. I'm telling y'all right now, like 20 and 3. Look. Right there. 20 3/4 inches inside spread. That's a big. Like a moose big. Poison the deer with CWD. Now that makes more sense if they poison them. Yeah, the meat might turn black, but that would be dumb on anybody's part to poison deer, because if you poison deer and then somebody eat it, how's that gonna work? That don't even make any sense. I can't imagine them poisoning deer if they poison them. Now I have heard a lot about them shooting deer that to try to get rid of the CWD, which CWD don't even kill all the deer anyways. I mean, it kills them, but deer's lifespans most of the time is 6-7 years. Are y'all seeing a bunch of, I don't know where y'all hunt in the United States, but is anybody on here seeing a bunch of like 9-year-old deer, 8-9-year-old deer? Don't think so. I've been hunting like 40 years. Danielle's been hunting since she was 19. This is the only deer we've ever killed that we think was like 9 or 10 years old. Look, he has missing teeth. His teeth are worn flat. Look at his rat. Y'all check it out. Danielle killed this one. We seen him 5 years prior and he wasn't legal in Arkansas because he didn't have 3 points on one side. He was a 2x1 for like 5 years. We knew he was old. We knew he was at least 5 or 6 years old. We didn't know how old. But look at the teeth. The biologists wouldn't age it because they said they couldn't tell over 6.5 years old. Look at that. Look at the teeth. That's an old deer. That's the oldest deer I've ever seen in person, even doing taxidermy work. That's one of the oldest. The other one was a doe with horns that come out of Texas, but this is one of the oldest bucks I've ever seen. You can even see, like right here where his skull started growing apart, is kind of weird. Like he was just jacked up. But he was an old buck. Wasn't any bigger than any of the rest of them, like 170 pounds, 170 pound buck. Looked healthy. He just had jacked up horns. So all them guys out there think, man, I can tell age of a deer by the horns. Guess what? You can't. You can take an educated guess, but you can't. Look, little bitty. Look how big around that is. About the size of my finger. Somewhere between 8 and probably 11 or 12-year-old deer. Probably 8 to 12, I would say. Biologists said they can't age them over about 6.5 without doing like some major testing. That's expensive. Because so much teeth wear, but look. Glenn, he's probably 186 and some change. I'm gonna say that. He's gonna be 186 and some change. Yeah, it's hard to understand how massive. I mean, I'm reaching around right there, but I'm barely touching, and that's, I mean, those bases are that big around. It's hard to believe how big around the mass. He honestly looks like something that come out of some high fence that's been fed really well, to be honest about it. Deer supposedly COD is dying out from old age mainly. I agree with that, Justin. That's where I'm at on it. Oh, Glenn, you're saying 186 is a state record. I didn't know that. Is that 186 typical in Louisiana? I thought it was bigger than that. Unless I calculated something bad wrong, but I mean, nah, I don't think he's like no state record or nothing, but I would figure there's some bigger bucks down there than this. He's big. I don't know. Maybe I should have titled the live, "Am I mounting the Louisiana state record?" I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't pay no attention to the record books much. I'm pretty sure, like, man, I thought it'd be way bigger than that. And I'm sure, like, if they scored this deer, like, you'd have deductions and all that. I'm talking gross score. Like, I measured it. I may be wrong. We'll score it on film. I might have miscalculated something, but I added it up on my phone. I didn't write it down while I was doing it. I was just rough scoring it. Score it live. Let me get it mounted first, Brother Miller, and I might. How's that? We'll score it live. Let y'all add it up. Y'all remind me tonight, once I get it mounted. Let's get it mounted first before it goes bad. How about that? I don't know. I'm losing stuff somewhere. Well, it's hard for me to believe, Glenn, on that. I mean, I'm not disputing you, but that's. I thought Louisiana. I thought Louisiana's state record was way bigger than that. I thought it was over 200 inches. And I know typical and non-typical's got lots to do with it. This deer's fairly typical. Like he don't probably wouldn't have a whole lot of calculations. I'd like to see a picture of that one. Now you got me wondering. We might have a state record right here. I'm sure there's been bigger ones killed that probably wasn't even ever scored. I mean, I've put my hands on, you know, like, look, I'm no professional scorer. I got a buddy that is. Maybe we can get him to come by and score it. But that'd be a heck of a deal, wouldn't it? Like, somebody kills a state record and it sits in a taxidermy shop, nobody knows it for like 9 or 10 months or something. That'd be funny. That'd be a story, a wild one. I've mounted some deer over 200 inches. Typical state record 180, 168 and 6/8. Last year a 203 was killed, but it's in the drying process. The 203, wasn't that the Jordan deer, the one that Bill Jordan's son killed, Tyler Jordan killed maybe? Louisiana state record is 184 and some change. Set in 1943. Yeah, I'm not sure on all of that. Typo 186 and 6/8. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Glenn, but what do you think he'll score, Glenn? Go on, give me your. Everybody else give me a scoring guess, and give me your scoring guess. I know the first person that scored it, I'm not sure how they come up with this, said it was 143. Oh no, I'm not putting you on the spot. You said he wasn't that big or he'd be a new state record. So if it's 186, you'd be correct. It would be a state record. Now you got me wondering if we got a state record buck here. Give me a G2 measurement. Look, I ain't got a cable, but I got paracord. G2, the G2s ain't tall. Like 7 1/4 on G2. The G2s aren't tall. Where he gets it is the mass. It's like 5 1/4 base. What'd I say? Well, I got 6. It's not that big. I bet he's 180-ish. Yeah, that base was nearly 5 3/4. Would have to get a cable to get it, and I got some cable. I could cut a piece of cable and do it later tonight. Get some more accurate, get some accurate measurements. Y'all give me a second, I gotta go mix up some clay. Whatever this deer scores, he's dry now because he's been in the shop for a few days. I mean, a couple months, several months, like 10 months. I don't know what the drying period is. So whatever he measures, he should be dry. You wouldn't let him walk? I hear you, girl. You might not let him. I ain't saying nothing. I get in trouble with her. I will say this on this book, the story from the hunter, he knows who he is, because he's probably watching or will watch. He said, he said he watched him for about 15 minutes to decide if he was big enough to shoot. Oh, now she's putting it on there. I was going to say she might not let him walk, but she might let him hobble around for a while. Oh my goodness. I'll be in trouble for that one, y'all. Whew. It's hard to really, honestly, y'all. It's hard to fathom how big this deer is. It don't look like it. I'm having to move the phone way back from this deer, even to get the whole rack in the picture. I mean, it's massive. Like, oh, 40 inches of math. Come on, Glenn. No. No. I guess we could say this. Like, you also gotta consider whether you're scoring at Boone and Crockett or like Buckmasters. Different scoring methods. One includes width. One don't, right? So are you excluding width, Glenn? I'm assuming so. Which would put him around 160. No, 170. Put him around 170, excluding width. Buckmasters doesn't. No, you added 21 inches. Alright, here we go. Here we go real quick. Now, I'll wait till tonight. I gotta get him mounted. First things first. I gotta get him mounted. Trying to get this clay right, y'all. Mixing this clay up for the ears and around the eyes and nose and everything. all I'm doing here is just taking this clay and kind of smoothing everything in. I'm gonna be making a fool out of myself if I totally like messed up on all those measurements a while ago. I don't think I did, y'all. I seriously don't. I mean, I have mounted a lot of big deer, and he's right there with them, if not better than most of them. Got a little too much Bondo under this antler burr right here that I got to tuck the skin under, so I'm having to cut a little bit out with this little modeling tool here. Be alright. Yeah, I might have to eat crow. You never know. I might have hit the wrong button or something on my phone. Makes for conversation though anyways. I do like those 180 guesses, those 180-ish guesses. I think those are fairly close. Unlike some of them, he'd have been big enough for me if he walked out. Biggest deer I've ever seen hunting was a 150 class deer, around 150. Y'all let me know what the biggest deer y'all ever seen hunting. I seen a 150. And the reason I know he was a 150, because I had him at 20 yards. I saw him 2 different days. It was on public land in Louisiana. He was a 9-point. And I found his shed after season. I found his shed scouting for him, trying to pin him down where he was. And if you took the measurements off of that shed and doubled it, it'd have been 150, right at 150. 150. I can tell you this deer's way bigger than that. Not even close. There again, last year we mounted my buddy Larry's 172-inch deer. This deer's way bigger than that. But the 172 wouldn't have had near this much mass and stuff, but what he did have was 16 scoreable points. A lot of those points were 1 or 2 inches, you know, it wasn't a lot of scoring on some of those points, 3-4 inches on some of them, which made up for some of the lack in mass, which he had decent mass too, but that was a good deer. It's only 15 inches, 15 and a half, 15 3/4 inches wide, but yeah, it takes a big deer to get in the 180s, 190s. I've only ever put my hands on a few of them. Most of that was just taxidermy work over the years. Most of it was taxidermy work. Is everything still going good with the live? Y'all still ain't had no glitches or nothing? Well, y'all think? What's the biggest whitetail deer y'all ever seen while hunting? If you're a hunter. Another question I'm gonna ask. Got a lot of people that says they're not getting the notifications or live. Did y'all get the notification? Or how did y'all find out about the live? Y'all throw that in the comments for me. I know some of y'all's got to be getting the notifications, YouTube notifications. I think sometimes that's people just don't have it set up. But I do know I found out that YouTube don't allow people to get over 3 notifications a day. So if we do like a video and 2 shorts and then go live, you won't get the notification. I didn't know that till a few days ago. We've been fighting this battle trying to figure out why people aren't seeing the lives, and that was part of it. So like today, really, this was the first, should have been the first notification. See what y'all are saying. Thank you, Hoopers. Thank you. Joe says, don't care about the measurements. I want to see the taxidermy work. I'm getting after it, Joe. All right. I'm getting back to work, Joe. Get back busy, huh? Check out these new eyes I got. See what y'all think. Never used these before. Figured I'd try them. Why not experiment on a giant, right? Check that out. What do y'all think? How about that? Hard to see the detail in it. So, what did y'all say? Was just scrolling, but this is cool, man. Ty, John, Sheely. John, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Lots of hunting and fishing and who knows what we get into around here. Taxidermy work. Whatever we got going on. It's just country stuff. All country stuff around here. We might be dressing fish one day. We might be mounting a deer the next. Literally. That's just how we roll. Whatever it is, it's going to be real. We got probably this week gonna be the deer hunt from my 140-inch deer South Arkansas. That's probably gonna be Sunday's video. John, we drop a couple shorts a day or a short or so a day in the afternoons, and we drop. We usually do our long videos are usually Sunday. And those are normally going to be Sunday around 9 o'clock. about 9 a.m. Right now, that's our drop time. We've dropped other times in the past, but just right now, that seems to be what's working best. That's what we're going to keep rolling with right now. So, what was other comments? Got the notification. Says it gets all of them. Yeah, Justin, I think it's a lot to do with how people set up. A lot of people don't either. They're watching on TV and they don't get it. Oh, we got Mr. Bill in the house. He finally showed back up. Should be getting a package out to you soon, Glenn. He's talking to Glenn. Appreciate you, Mr. Bill. Joe said, "Tell us how you learn tax." Just a question from someone. Kathy's got a question. Are all the plastic mounts the same? I don't. What are you asking, Kathy? What are you talking about? The plastic mounts? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What do you mean, Kathy? What plastic mounts are you talking about? And there's no dumb questions. There's no naive questions. Kathy. Oh, he said he's taking his nap. Hey, you can go on and get your nap. We'll be here when you get back. This is going to be a little while. Like a 2.5 hour project here for the body of the mounts. Oh, this is not plastic. This is styrofoam. Urethane. Or it's foam. They mix up foam and they have molds for like each size mannequin, and it's just a foam mannequin. I buy these from taxidermy supply dealer or company that makes them. Here in South Louisiana is where I get most of my forms from. Have for years. All right, so to answer Joel's question real quick, I've always been interested in hunting and fishing and all that kind of stuff, and for years we got taxidermy work done, and I had a guy actually went to church with taxidermy work. Don't let them do no work for him before you. I'm just kidding, but don't. He did some taxidermy work for me and ended up getting a divorce, and yeah, his wife got mad at him or something, ex-wife, and unplugged his freezer and lost like 2 fish of mine he had, a couple big bass. One of them was a striper. I'll never catch another striper that big, or a hybrid striper. It's like 12 pounds. I'll never catch another one that big. The other one was like a 6.5 or 7 pound largemouth. I've caught bigger, so no big deal. But the one thing that got me was he had 2 buck racks that I had taken to him for him to mount, and this is probably around 98, 99, 2000, somewhere in there. I was gonna have them mounted for my dad for Christmas. They were my granddaddy's deer heads that he had killed years ago. They cut the horns off and they stayed under the carport for years and years and years. It's 2 bucks killed right here, actually right here near where I live, Joel. So one of them was an 8-point, 140s class 8-point. The other one was a 10-point, 152-inch 10-point. They were killed a day apart with Browning 85 double-aught buckshot running dogs. They were killed the same week, I know. A couple of days apart or something was the story. But I wanted to have them mounted for my dad for Christmas, so I was going to have both of them done. Well, he finished one of them, and I got it back, the Big 10, and never did get the 8-point back times. And then next thing I know, he moved off. And long story short, I never did get the 8-point rack back. So I kind of swore off taxidermists. Not saying they're all bad, but I swore off of them. And I said, you know what? If it's going to be like this, we ended up using another taxidermist. Took some stuff to him. The mounts worked right. They weren't even what we requested. The style mannequin. So, and he's a pretty reputable taxidermist in the area, actually, in the Monroe area. So I said, you know what? If I have anything else done, I'm just going to do it myself. So my dad that year killed a little 7-point. It's actually over here in the corner of the shop. Looks like crap. But I said, what you going to do at deer? He said, I ain't doing nothing with it. Well, he had ordered, years ago, he ordered a correspondence course. He was going to teach himself how to do it. He had a set of books. And I had been reading that at work, just messing around in my time, spare time. And I was like, man, I can do this. You know, it don't sound that hard. So I went to trying to figure out how to do it myself. And got to looking at supplies and found Dan Chase Taxidermy in South Louisiana. And he had a correspondence course. I said, well, I'm just going to order that. It was VHS tapes. Half these people today don't even know what those are. But it was VHS tapes. I ordered the correspondence course. It was a couple $100. And I watched the squirrel one and the deer one. And like, I don't know, I just couldn't stand to watch anymore. But just from watching the squirrel one and the deer one, I was like, I can do a squirrel. I'm going to try it first. It should be easy. Took me like 6 in the kitchen. Danielle can tell y'all, in the kitchen of our house trailer at the time. And I was like, well, if I can do a squirrel, I can do a deer. First deer took 16 hours. Wasn't going to make no money like that, but what I figured out was every one I did, I sped up a little bit and got a little bit better at it. By the time I did 4 or 5, people started seeing them. And then they were like, man, if you'll mount mine, you know, mount it for me. Give you some practice. So I did, the first year I did like 10 or 12 of them. The first year. That was in 2023. 2023 I did like 12 mounts, shoulder mounts. My second one was actually 130 class 8-point I killed on the upper Washita that year, or the year before or something. I mounted it. Anyways, I mounted it. Had taken it to the taxidermist, decided to go back and get it and do it myself. Went back and got it from him. Paid him for skinning the head out for me and just cut my losses and mounted it myself. And that was my second deer. It's still in my living room right now. And yeah, from there they just got better and better. The side business exploded. Like, next thing you know, within 2 years I was doing 75, 80 shoulder mounts a year. And it got pretty busy. Over the years, I got to doing a lot. You know, I was going handling, and I got my federal license. Did a few licenses, but it just got overwhelming with work and that. So I went to slowing down after 10 or 12 years. You know, wasn't a lot of money in it, and I was killing my time. Wasn't getting to spend it with the family and stuff. Very time consuming. But anyway, so now I'm semi-retired taxidermist, I call it, and I just mount like ours, family, close friends, and I try not to even do those. Shoot mount a few. Yeah, appreciate it, Justin. No, I don't do it for anyone, Justin. I just can't. I don't have the time. I can't do the. Yeah, Kathy, the bodies for the mounts. That's all styrofoam. Yeah, I don't have time. Hello, Tim. I don't have time, Justin. That's it in a nutshell. To do the videos and do all this and everything. That's a lot to take on. Just don't have the time. Mount a little bit of everything. Bobcats, fox, elk, ducks, geese. I mounted all kind of stuff. Antelope, javelina. Always try to steer clear of hogs because I hate them anyways. Still no glitching, I'm presuming. Oh, that sounds good. At least everybody's saying so. Well, I'm all over everything, y'all. Technical difficulty. Trying to makeshift something over here. Trying to use this box for a for like a shelf, set my stuff on, and it wasn't going very well. Like I said, I normally don't mount from this side of the shop, but I was trying to so the signal's better over here, closer to the house. Closer to our Wi-Fi and all of that. Eyes in, put a little clay around those, shape those up. It's glitching, but that's normal when you're in the shop. See, Mr. Bill, some of them said it wasn't glitching, so I don't know. Yeah, I know it glitches some when I'm out here. I don't know. So that's what I get though. Some people says it's fine on their end, and some people says it glitches on their end. I need to get a booster or something put out here. I don't do a lot of lives out here in the shop, y'all. It's a 10 building, and I just don't do a lot of lives out here. But I figure the 10's got everything to do with it. Just put some clay around the eyes right now. Y'all just now joining us. I know some people's getting off work and stuff, so we'll have some people leaving, going hunting and getting off. We'll have some people showing up once they get off work and stuff. But mounting this deer, I rough scored him unless I made a mistake around 190 inches. I could have miscalculated or punched a button wrong or something on my phone when I was adding it up, but what do y'all think? Y'all let us know. We've had our thing from 143 to 186, I think, so far. Or 180 something. 187, I think, was one guess. We're going to rough score him later when we get done. I think he's at the very least going over 180 inches. I could be wrong. Joel's pretty good on these big bucks. He knows. Like, he might have a pretty good guess. He's seen some of these bad boys. Probably not in Louisiana though. That's what's incredible about it, that the deer is actually from Louisiana. It's not that it's so big, because there's bigger deer out there, but Louisiana don't have a lot of these class deers. Not at all. But I also know some of our people like maybe going in and out. We might have some people having to go pick up kids from school and stuff too. I know all these lives ain't like the best times, y'all, but it's either that or nothing, because I have to do them. I'm probably planning on, I'm on vacation this week still, and I'm probably going back. I think the weather's supposed to cool down here a little bit, maybe tomorrow, and I'm planning on probably getting back in the woods, probably going back deer hunting again, maybe. That's what I'm planning on doing, hopefully. Hoping to, anyways. I still got a buck tag left in Arkansas, believe it or not. Danielle don't, so she's down to no duty day for her. But we've taken, me and her's taken 3 bucks off of our lease, so we need to kill a couple does at the least. Try to match up like what we kill in does. I mean, whatever we kill in bucks, we try to kill that many does. Keep the buck-doe ratio right. At least that's what I always shoot for. Like to try to keep a close to a 1-to-1 ratio as possible. Just my 2 cents worth. For what it's worth, it ain't worth much to some people, but that's okay. If y'all just joining us, or if you joined us earlier and ain't hit the thumbs up button, the like button, y'all be sure to hit the like button. We got over 40 people on here right now and 36 likes, so somebody ain't hit the like button. How's the pigs doing, Mr. Bill? How's the pigs and chickens and all that good stuff, all the farm animals doing? I know you've been busy with all that. Danielle was talking about that last night. Joe, you're right. It is a good time to run some catfish traps. They'll be jumping in there right now. About it, Joe. You seeing any glitching in this? Is the live glitching? I know you got good internet where you're at. Oh, it is? I don't know how to fix it, y'all. That may be why we don't have too many people tuned in. I don't know what I can do. I've tried. I'm gonna have to get another router and put out here in the shop, I guess. See what I can do. Maybe that'll help. These powerful phones ain't as powerful as they think they are. I just don't know anything else I can do. Alright, it's time to do the epoxy. Yeah, that's a little discouraging on the live glitching. I'm gonna have to get my tech crew involved in this. Get them to get me another router for out here, I guess. I actually didn't know it was glitching till like the last live. I didn't know that was happening. Kind of hate that. I like to keep the quality of our videos decent. Last thing I want is on glitching. Got our 2-part epoxy I'm fixing to mix up right now. So we've got fiber now and we've got Starlink, both, and I still can't get a clear video to y'all. Both of them claim to be the best they ever had. You know, that's what we have to deal with out here in the country. Terrible. Some of them saying it's not too bad. Yeah, that's what some are saying, that it wasn't terrible. I don't know. I don't understand that on, like, it should be all on my end. I'm not sure. Some people says it's bad on their end. Some people say it's not bad or not doing it on their end, and that don't make any sense to me. I'm not sure how that works, but it looks like to me it'd be all on our end, not y'all's end, as far as it messing up or something. Alright, I'm just go on with the hide paste on this front right here. Let's see if I can give y'all a little. John Sheely says it's all good. Once in a while, not consistent. Alright, so we got our 2-part hide paste. I mixed some of this up yesterday when we did that mount. But I'll put that all on the face, then we'll tuck everything on the face in. Tear ducts around the eyes, pin all that in place, nose, everything. Like to get that hide paste on there good, that locks that hide in place. I use all epoxy for finishing and hide paste and stuff like that. To me, with epoxy, you get a better results and it locks everything in place better. And that's, when I was talking about kind of being self-taught, I was self-taught to an extent, but I just always like spent the max amount of money. You kind of get what you pay for. And I bought really good products, taxidermy supplies, to put in my mounts. Spend extra on the eyes, extra on the hide paste, extra on, you can go cheap on some of this stuff and you might not have the same results. But I always went like above and beyond on my supplies and stuff like that. That way, nothing ever happens to the mounts. Years later, they're still in good condition. That's what I always kind of took a little bit of pride in doing. Putting a little extra into them, I guess you could say. Instead of trying to rush through it, hurry up and get it finished. I never was like that on my mount. Yeah, that's about all of that. So now we're getting ready to put his face back on him. What y'all think? It's gonna come together? That's what I think. Ain't got no choice. Taxidermy is one of them deals where you just get too far to turn back on it. You can't stop doing what you're doing, especially once you go to mixing epoxies and stuff. So you gotta make sure at that point that everything goes together right. I'm just tucking the hide around the base right now, y'all. Get that in there good. Sew him up. All right, we got one side done. Just to sew up the around the base on the other side. See if we can get it all in there. I always like this part because it kind of seems like you're getting somewhere. Finally, after all the hard work, fleshing out, all that stuff, finally goes to looking like a deer head again. Oh, don't spill. Get in there. Deer. Y'all give me just a second. Once I get this tied up back here, I'll check those comments. No, I've got several comments on there I hadn't checked. Try and get this tied up so it's secured good. All right, what we got? Yeah, well, I'm not done with the eyes. That'd be like demon eyes right there. No, it'll come to life here in a minute. See, just feeding the pigs. Now, I seen it glitch that time. It just reconnected on me. Oh, that's just Glenn and no, I don't tan them at all, Glenn. This is a dry preserve method. dry preserve. There's pros and cons to both. I've got mounts from 20 plus years ago that look just as good as all of them's been dry preserved, and they look just as good as any mount out there, whether they're tanned or dry preserved. A tan hide don't have any stretch. It also, unless you add it, doesn't have any bug proofing. Dry preserve actually has like crushed mothballs in it, or the stuff I buy does. So you don't have to worry about the mites and all that, moths and all getting in your hide. I know you've seen that. If you've seen very much taxidermy at all, you see like some's had bugs get in them and stuff. But I've never, here comes trouble. I've never had any trouble personally with any of that. Keep y'all a little zoomed out. Alright, done with that one. This is ridiculous, y'all. I got this door open to try to help the signal out here. Do the ears shrivel like old mounts? No. This is Bondo in here. Them ears ain't going nowhere. No shriveling on these ears. I split them, flip them inside out, preserve them, turn them back in, and fill them with Bondo. And I got like this form. Got this cool little form right here. See that? I lay that ear on there, and it forms that ear in the shape it's supposed to be in while the Bondo hardens. Pretty cool, huh? This is not the buck Danielle wishes she killed this buck. This is like a 180, 190 class buck right here. This is a giant. This is a buddy of mine's deer that he killed, wanted me to mount. I told him I was retired. He said, well, you're mounting it anyways. He said, I want you to mount it. I said, well, he twisted my arm a little bit. So I finally give in. Finally give in. He said, I know you'll do it right when you do it. I said, well, I'm not going to be in a hurry because, you know, we got everything going, film and videos and all of that. He said, I know, I ain't in no rush. Just mount it for me. All right, since you twist my arm. Sometimes it's like that, y'all. Give voluntold. That's what happened. So I got a little extra clay left, so I'm gonna put some extra clay under these ear bases. This is a big old buck, and we can always move this clay around where we need it, or just push it out of the way where it's not even noticed or seen. So I'm gonna add some extra clay in there around the bases of these ears. Yeah, probably need a little bit more on that side. Seems like it don't have quite as much. Oh yeah. Now we got some in there. Alright, so, oh, they still talking pigs up there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna sew up the back real quick. Ouch, that hurt. Guess I could give y'all that view. Let's see right here. baseball stitch. Sew him up. I kind of, when I was teaching myself to do this, I kind of looked at other people's mounts that were bad looking and was like, okay, what do I do to not make my mount look like that? That's kind of how I taught myself. What can I do to make it look better? Y'all ever get hand signals from your wife? Or if you're a wife, do you ever get hand signals to your husband? I'm getting hand signals from Danielle. Oh my goodness. Need a couple more holes. That's what I punch my holes with. Just a leather puncher. Needed a couple more. This is almost a wrap, sewing this thing up. Closer by the minute. I'll check out those comments in just a second, y'all. So when I get done sewing, I got this thread, right? And one thing I always did, stitching, go like stitch path a ways, and then yank it back into the hide. So then when I pull this hide out flat, like that, my thread past where I tied at the end of my stitching is actually going to just be under this dry hide, so it'll lock it in place. Then I just take my thread right there and cut it off, and I got nothing visible. I just figured that one out on my own. Good thing about being at the shop, I got an ice machine. I can refill. I can refill my ice water real easily. Get me some fresh ice and some water. So I could be hunting right now. The way I look at it, it's too hot to be hunting. I don't really like to hunt hot days, so I pick my days. Pick your battles. His hand signals the finger. Oh my, Mr. Deal. Never know with her. Depends on what kind of mood she's in. You just never know. Never know what you're gonna get. Nelson Reed. Have you mounted a bear? I have not, California. Appreciate you swinging by from Long Beach. I have not mounted a bear. That is one thing I have not mounted. No bears. It is not perfect weather here. It is. I'm sweating right now. I got the door open to the shop. Try to get rid of that glitch for y'all. Evidently that didn't happen. But I'm sweating. I'm pouring sweat right now. Y'all know what though? We're gonna get this big old buck mounted. Gonna get him dried tonight. Gonna get him in the drying stage. Once he's in the drying stage, I'll be happy, and I know his owner's gonna be happy that I finally got around to getting deer mounted. I actually talked to old boy a while ago. He was in pretty good spirits. So, yeah. Back out of my way just a little bit right here. I don't know, we got lots of people coming on here, but we got lots of people. I always say people really don't care about seeing big deer. There's a lot of big deer on TV already. Yep, I can't help that. It's part of what we do. I'm sure the glitching ain't helping none. However bad that is, I'm gonna be sure to go back and watch this one to check things out, see what's going on. Maybe we order some type of a booster or something for out here to maybe help correct all that. I don't know. I'm not no tech genius or anything. by no means. Not at all. Three pins in the eye, and then I do the over here. Then I'll shape the eye a little bit. Tuck the tear duct in, get all that fixed. Probably about 75, 80 degrees here today, y'all. Too hot for me to be hunting. I hear Oakley in there. She's upset. So right now, this is just a kind of rough end stage, what I'm doing right here. Come back, kind of touch it up once I get the mouth and everything set in place. Like that one. That's a homemade pin to pin that tears up. Wasn't quite long enough for this deer, so I've got another one that's a little bit longer that I'm going to put in right there. I like that a little bit better. We'll touch those up here in a little bit, get them a little bit closer. Right now I got to get this. Right now I got to get this mouth right. Mouth and nose. So y'all bear with me a second. tucking the nose and mouth in right now. We get all those tucked in place to where they look halfway down. Pin them in place for the drying period. I just have this little modeling tool that I built, actually. Built that out of a welding rod. That's what I used to do all my tucking the skin in those grooves in the mannequin that I cut for the mouth and nose and all. What y'all think? Coming together, huh? I think so. Yeah, we got a few more people dropped off there. We got a few more people coming on. People be getting on because they're getting in from work. Got that afternoon rush hour out of the way. Right now what I'm doing, I've tucked all the mouth and nose in. I've got these little T-pins. Just called like T-pins. Sharp on one end. Take those and pin everything in place. Try to share with y'all a little bit about what I'm doing and what I got. I'm not trying to like teach a taxidermy class or anything here by no means. Or I'd be going a little more into detail on some of this stuff, but at least try to just show y'all a little bit of the process for anybody that cares. I know it's not fishing or cleaning fish or anything, but part of what we do around here. Thought I'd share it. Let y'all get to see a really, really big whitetail buck. Really big. Got my little screwdriver there. I like to take it and push these T-pins in with it because it don't slip off of them that bad. Skin in and tuck it all in there nice. coming together. Uh-oh. Dropping my tools down there. Let's see. Where we at? Nose. Appreciate you, John. Check out the other videos, John. We got some good stuff on there. All I'm doing now is pinning the nose in. You want it pinned in place so it dries in place before you do the epoxy finish. Before you do the epoxy finish work. Thank y'all for the likes. Got 50 likes. Alright, that's the nose and the mouth. So we've got that much done. Go ahead and set our ears right now. I'm not sure what just happened, y'all. Sorry about that. Alright, so trying to catch up. No, it's not that didn't come from a high fence. You're right, Justin. Yeah, this is a giant to be coming off of it's not public land, it's private land, but it's a private lease. I'm not gonna say where. Um, they'd rather me not say, but it is definitely a tank of a deer. Like, definitely a tank. Pretty buck. I like it right there. What do y'all think? I'm gonna turn around where y'all can see what's going on. What do y'all think? I like that. I'll straighten the ears a little bit here shortly. I'll do some straightening on the ears, but it's getting pretty close, y'all. Alright, we're fixing to put the epoxy on the back end. And then I'll kind of, once I get that done, I'll clean it up, give y'all a little close up. We'll adjust the eyes a little bit. Kind of do a little pre-cleaning on it so it don't look quite so rough. Give y'all a fairly good idea. Oh yeah, he's a giant. Whoop, whoop. I must really be glitching bad today. Only 24 people want to stop by and see this big old buck. What's wrong with y'all? Ain't no football games on tonight now. Putting the hide paste on underneath the cape.
Hoping to harvest sweet potatoes tomorrow.
That sounds good. I like sweet potatoes. Speaking of sweet potatoes, y'all tell her, get after them pies. She's not handling up on the pies, y'all. It's pie season. I need my pies. Danielle's the best pie maker I know, and I can't get pies made. I don't know what to think about that. And then I hear all the excuses and stuff like, well, I work too. All of that stuff. I did mount her deer this week, so that probably deserves a pie right there. Do more taxidermy so she can retire. More YouTube. Oh my goodness. I guess something, I don't know. YouTube don't like us well enough for Danielle to retire. Buck of a lifetime. Oh yeah, this one's a dandy. He's a dandy. Big old material whitetail buck. This is a buck of a lifetime for all hunters, not just some hunters, for all hunters. Pretty sure I'll never get one this big. I'm pretty sure of that. One, you gotta hunt places where there's this big a deer, and I don't hunt those places. Just ain't never had the opportunity to. So that's the biggest thing. Kill big deer, you gotta be where the big deer are. That's the number one rule to killing big deer. If you ain't where they are, you ain't killing them. Tangled up in my air hose over there. Try and get all this hide paste on, y'all, and get this dude done. I've been a little overdue. I should have had this deer mounted probably 5 or 6 months ago. But we've been kind of busy and strung out, so I'm getting it. About all that hide paste stuff. Just my crown staples. Crown staple gun. What was that last comment? blackberry cobbler. I settle for that, and some, especially with some vanilla ice cream. I had never hunted the blacktails, Mr. Bill. Hadn't never hunted those. I'd like to one day. It'd probably be an interesting hunt, I'm sure. Maybe y'all can hear me okay. I don't know. I'm probably sounds like I'm mumbling a little bit. Y'all can always let me know. I always think I'm talking too loud, and then everybody else says I'm not talking loud enough. So I don't. Yes, he is a fine buck. Fine buck. Let's see what we can do here. Try and get that where y'all can see that, the ones that are following. Try to get all this air out from up here around the head first. Should have done got that out, but that's alright, we'll get it. hoping a cool snap. I'm ready for a cold front. Hoping a cool snap comes this week. And I don't know, maybe I get a few more good days of hunting. Been trying to do some spear hunting. I might get back on the spear hunting. Try to see if I can take an animal with a spear in Arkansas. It's legal now to use a spear in Arkansas. So I think I'm gonna try my hand at spear hunting while it's actually legal. What do y'all think about that? I'd be fine with a hog or whatever on that hunt, to be honest about it. $156 and 3/8. Maybe. When I get him finished here in a few minutes or in the drying stage, we're gonna rough score it again, and I'll let y'all follow along. Like I said, I'm no official scorer. Somebody might actually correct me while I'm scoring it. I don't know. It don't really matter to me because I don't claim to be no official scorer. So I'll get that out front right now before y'all be blasting me over my scoring ability. Trying to get all those air pockets worked out of this. That's just part of it. Part of what we do. And then I can staple all this down and we'll be done with this bad boy. Yep. Alright. Trying hard to get all this looking right, y'all. I'm pretty picky when it comes to how these deer look when I get finished with them. Nelson Reed says thanks. What was that thanks for, Nelson? I missed something. Which meat tastes better, doe or buck? Oh, Mr. Bill was answering that. Nelson, are you talking about deer? You want to see the spear hunting video? I've been trying, Mr. Bill, waiting on the yeah, doe any time of the Nelson, doe's gonna definitely be I'm not gonna say better tasting, but most time doe, unless it's a young buck, are gonna be more tender. Probably a little better quality meat. Bucks aren't bad, not at all. I mean, they're good too, but they will be a little tougher, no doubt. No doubt. Especially a 3 or 4 year old plus buck or a 4-year-old plus meat's just going to be tougher. Definitely not bad meat though. There's also some options to like make some deer sausage and stuff, you know. Like you got options, or run your meat through a cuber like we do. We let it hang in a cooler for about 6 or 7 days before we even process it, and that helps with the make it a little more tender and stuff like that too. Here are people soaking it in water and stuff like that. We do not soak our meat in water. We don't soak any of our meat in water. Everybody got there's 1,000 different opinions on that out there, but we don't. If we do put it in an ice chest, we put ice and then leave the drain open so the meat's not actually standing on. So the water's not standing on the meat. But that's how we roll. Yep. Alright, I'm going to staple this back side here. Thank you. Getting close to y'all seeing the finished product here. Real close. Guess I could spin him around, let y'all see what I'm actually doing. How's that? One more thing I do right here is pin all this down where my just wet a brush all that hair down. I'll pin all that down so it don't stick up, so the hair don't stick up. I know everybody that's paid any attention to mounts, you've always seen those that the hair sticks up in the back. Not on mine. Just a nice little touch that I always did. How about that? I like it. Carry away. America first. I agree. America first. Alright, y'all, let me get the hairbrush down, get everything, make sure everything is set right. Get the eyes touched up, all that good stuff. And we'll re-score this thing, rough score. I call it rough score, because I don't know what I'm doing. But y'all can follow me along and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. How about that? Deer had been fighting a little bit. Imagine that. I can't imagine one this big fighting. Ones this big get busted up more than the little ones do. The little ones just run. They ain't gonna fight. These old big boys, they don't turn. They don't run. Adjust the hair just a little bit. You always want to brush that hair out straight before it dries, because when the skin dries, the hair is going to be wherever it's at. And then it's not going to move after that. So I always like to brush the hair out now. What do y'all think? Can y'all tell anything about that deer? We lost our light, didn't we, guys? Alright. Lost our light outside. Yeah, check him out. That's a good looking deer right there, y'all. Even if I did mount it. Yeah, you can see it's not really like a, I mean it kinda is, and it's kinda to one side, like it's a light patch right in here, but it's not like super distinct. But it is, yeah, you can see it there now. I guess it is too. Yeah, he's a good looking buck, for sure. Alright, Glenn, where you at with the calculator? Let me give me a piece of screen ready. Y'all gonna have to give me a second. I gotta get a lighter and burn the end of this. Cause I need something that won't stretch. Y'all give me just a second. Alright, I'm gonna get my paracord ready. We use paracord. I know you're supposed to use a cable. I got some cable, but I had to cut a piece. I don't want to have to do that. I think paracord worked just fine. This is a rough score anyways. But cable wouldn't stretch it off. I like the idea of paracord myself. Alright. Who's got a calculator? Let me know. I don't have a calculator. I guess I can write it down. Well, I gotta find a piece of paper. Of all things. Who's got a calculator? Glenn, you got a calculator? You gonna have time to do this? Add it up for me? Because I can't, my phone is my calculator. I'm not gonna have a calculator. Give me a comment. Somebody give me a comment. Who's gonna be my calculator? Oh, I heard Danielle. Maybe she'll add it up. Not everybody at once. Belinda, thank you. Thank you, Belinda. We got some got a deer hunt be coming up Sunday. Glenn's ready. Somebody gotta be ready now. I need a calculator. And I got a Stanley tape measure, so that's what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna lock it down at about 20. Glenn said maybe his messages aren't going through. Alright, y'all gonna have to trust me on the measurements now. So, inside width. (20 5/8). 20 5/8. 20 5/8. Alright, we're gonna do the right main beam, or the right beam first. I like to do my circumference measurements first. You got 4 circumference measurements. See, I thought I was cheating. I knew you only got 4. All right, the first circumference measurement. 5 5/8. Second circumference measurement. Y'all go on, be throwing y'all's guesses out there now. Anybody that's left over for today, or if you're just now joining us, throw y'all's guesses out there. I've got everything from 187 to 143 or something. Second circumference measurement is 5 inches on the dot. 5 inches. All right. And there's a couple tags right here in the way, so I got to get like between them. But I've got nothing under the string. Paracord really don't stretch, so we're good on that, y'all. Second, Mr. Bill's going 190. The second one is the third circumference measurement on the right side is 4 3/8. Let me check it again. No, I'm sorry. Hold up. Correction. Raise that door, Seth. 146. All right. The third circumference measurement is 4 7/8. 4 7/8. 4 7/8. 4 7/8. Fourth circumference measurement. Fourth and final circumference measurement. All right. Any of you scoring gurus out there, y'all tell me now if I'm not doing it right. I'll accept defeat. 4 inches. 4 inches on the last one. So I'm not gonna take a ruler and draw lines, but to score all these points, what they would do is basically draw a line between the top of the main beam, halfway between this point and here, and likewise, and they measure off of that line for the point. So I'm just gonna kind of do it like this and estimate these points on all of these points. That's how I do it. It's pretty an official scorer would do. I've watched them do it, and I'm doing it the same exact way. So, first point, the brow point on the right side, and this is where this buck don't do great, but that one is 3 1/4. 3 1/4 inches. He don't have a lot of height, but he's still a really good buck, and he makes up for it in mass, I think. Y'all gonna be surprised on this mass, I'm telling y'all. Second point is 6 5/8. 6 5/8. What did I say that other one was? 3 1/4. I forgot to write that one down. All right, so we got, that was the 6 5/8 was the G2 on the right side, going for the G3 on the right side. That's going to be measured from right about there up to here. 8 1/8. And you're right, Glenn. You know, if there's a difference between the sides, like they're going to deduct before they do like state records and stuff. That's why it's really hard to break a state record. We're rough scoring and we're not taking nothing. I don't even believe it should be like that. Why would you take gross score away from a deer? He grows what he grows. If he grows 150 inches, he grows 100. I don't know who developed that system, but that's pretty whacked out. 4 on the money. 4 on the money, this one. Now we got the main beam. Ooh, that's going to be hard to get now. I'm there, though. $21 5/8. $21 5/8. Y'all got all those? I got them wrote down if you don't. You good, Glenn? Give me a thumbs up or something. We'll start on the left main beam. So we'll do circumference on the base over here. These are going to be really, really similar on this deer. Five and 1/8. Five and 1/8. First circumference measurement. Five on the money. 5 on the money on the second one. Third one. 4 and 7/8. 4 and 7/8. We got one more. You always do these halfway between the points also, y'all. 4 inches. Pines. Three and 7/8 on the first one. Three and 7/8. Seven and a half. 7 and a half. Nine and a half. 9 and a half. Three and a quarter. What's it looking like, Glenn? Where we at, Glenn? We still got one main beam. We at 146 yet? Talk to me. Where we at, y'all? If we're going to 146, that means me at 125 so far or something. Oh, you're going to add it at the end. Okay, I got you. All right, one more measurement. I thought you was adding on a calculator. It's another long one. $21 and 5/8. 21 and 5/8. Which means those main beams were identical length to the 1/8 of an inch. That's pretty crazy right there in itself, that he's that symmetric. Literally identical. Alright, I got it all wrote down right here. What's he saying? 8? Translate? A lot of 8s to translate. Well, 2/8 is a quarter. That's how I always do it, Glenn. 2/8 is 0.25. How about that? Let's see. We scoring this deer online.
I saw where.
You got a calculator? Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Somebody gotta have an answer. Glenn says a lot of he says a lot of 8s to translate. I counted 11 8s. Ten 8s. That makes it easier. So the 10 8s is 1.25 inches. How in the world did I get? Did you add the width? I don't know how in the world I come up. My phone might have messed up on me when I did 190 something. Jeez. Kind of thought that was big. That's crazy. It still seems like he'd be bigger than that. Let me see your phone. Now we're gonna have close. Yeah. Yeah, point 125. That's right.
Now you are teaching math. Learning some math. goodness, somebody just responded. I did not see it.
Check it out.
I don't know how you're doing this. Awesome bugs. Dun dun. Why you just got a blank sheet of paper on your wall? Woo! That was loud. And there wasn't no wasp up in there. Oakley. Sit. 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 Good girl. Still having troubles. I got something awesome. Yup.
Yep, that's pretty close. What'd Glenn say?
Still a stud buck.
Yeah, he's right there at it. Probably time length. Gotta have some time length to get up in there. I don't know where I come up with. I probably added like main beams twice or something. I don't know how I got to that. Had to have. Or I hit the wrong button on here. I must have multiplied or something. Yeah, he's right at 150.
Thank you.
Nice deer though. Y'all check him out, get one last look. I'll go over him. I guess I fooled everybody, had y'all thinking he was 180s. Fooled everybody but Glenn. Glenn's too short for me. Can't get one by old Glenn. Yeah, we're all around 148 to 150. Oh, that's, yeah, heck yeah. This is a Louisiana deer, and this ain't a high fence deer. Very impressive deer. Yeah, no, let's don't do that tonight. I'm gonna keep thinking he's 140. Mine, he might be like a 110. Glenn would score mine at 110 from last week. No, I've killed several on our lease over 130s, and 130. Got a 133, a 138, and the one I killed last week, he's right there with that 138. I got a 138 9-point in the house, and I've scored him a couple times. Those aren't monsters. They're not like northern monsters or nothing, but they're really nice deer for South Arkansas, North Louisiana. He's never sure he scored. We only wish we had that in Union County. You do have that in Union County. Jeffrey, where are you from? Was that you from El Dorado? Is that what you were saying? You got those deer in Union County. We took one out of Union County 2 years ago that was 100 and legit Buckmaster official score, 172 inches, Jeffrey. 172 inches what he scored Buckmaster, and that's in the record books now. That deer went in the record books in the state of Arkansas, Buckmasters. 16 scoreable points. You can see him on our YouTube channel. You'll have to scroll back through our video list. It was taken between El Dorado and Magnolia. 2 years ago, 2003 is when that buck was taken. We had another one, wasn't officially scored, but we had one taken 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago. That was a 5-inch 14 point. I can't answer that, Glenn. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's Buckmaster's. That's what Greg is, ain't he?
Don't give me the line.
Yeah, I'm almost positive
No
he's
idea.
Buckmaster's.
They'll probably be watching.
Credit for beam length and width. It's just air. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, he officially scored that one at 172.
Yep.
So he's an official scorer for Buckmaster. I know it's not Boone and Crockett. But yeah, he scored out 172. Official score. Yep. Well,
You gonna tell them how they can post on our YouTube, like pictures and stuff?
huh?
You gonna tell them how they got post on our YouTube, their pictures and
How do
stuff?
they do that?
I'll show you.
You can tell them. I don't even know how to do that.
You can go to.
You talking about the community page?
Yeah. So you go to our
So,
page.
Y'all can now, somehow or another, Danielle's saying y'all can now post pictures if y'all want on, like of y'all's deer or whatever fish. On, is it the community page?
Yeah, you have to actually go to our page.
You have to go to our page. Y'all hear talking?
Yeah. I'm getting to it.
Here, let them know.
Okay, so let me get out of this. I'm on our page, and then click on Visit Community. And then you should be able to get on there and write and post any kind of pictures you want to. Yep, so like I could get on there and I could type out and then I could put my pictures on there. If y'all want to send us something. Remember, community guidelines.
Gotta be clean. You gotta check him out. I don't know. He's still one of the more impressive deer. I've mounted deer over 200 inches. Mounted some. I know I mounted a 156 out of Louisiana. But my ass, I think,
Yeah,
alone.
I like that.
He's just an impressive buck by Austin. So if it's 172 Buckmasters, it's higher than Boone. I'll shoot Greg a text on that. I know it's Glenn. It was 15. But it was 15 3/4 inches inside, I think. So you'd add that to 172, which would put him 190 is Boone and Crockett, something like that. Ain't that right?
Looks nice.
Did I add that right in my head? Or 180, high 180s? Yeah, high 187 or something. 187, 188. Yeah. Boone Crockett, that'd be a, yeah, I guess so. I have to ask Greg about that. I'm not real sure. I know he scores a lot of deer. I know he scored one for Buckmasters this week that measured 190 and some change that come out of Kansas. What y'all think of that beast?
It's so pretty.
He gonna have a good looking mount either way. What y'all think? Look at that. Look at that tone in that neck right there. Shade Tree Taxidermist. Y'all check that out.
See that deep red that's up here?
The what?
Look at the red that's up here.
Is that not being clear?
It looks clear to me.
It's like fuzzing up for some reason.
Probably because you got it zoomed in. Looks good.
I ain't got nothing that big.
In my dreams, I do.
Yep.
Oh.
Hey, in my defense now, y'all talking about rescoring my deer. In my defense, I did have 20.5 main beams, but my points were taller. See, I had G2s, G3s that were like 10.5, 11 inches. So that helps a little bit. My deer just didn't have a lot of mass. If he'd have had good mass, he'd have scored mid 140s.
So how long do you leave the pins in?
How long I leave? Did they ask that?
Yes.
Oh, y'all asking questions now.
I'm paying attention to y'all.
Uh,
See? Great job. How long do you leave the pins in?
It'll be in a drying stage for probably 2 weeks to 2 to 4 weeks before I finish it. I can pull the pins in 3 or 4 days. Once the skin's dry, I can pull the pins, but I don't typically pull them for a week or so. Depends on the weather too. If it's hot and humid outside, they'll dry pretty quick. If it's cooler winter weather, they won't dry as quick. Old Don on the channel has 3 150 plus. Name him. If I had 3 150 plus, I'd make you look at him every time too, Glenn. Yeah, he hunts some North Arkansas stuff. Y'all got some big deer up there in North Arkansas. A lot of big deer. I mean, this is just, don't let this deer fool you like, yeah, I'm totally added something wrong or something when I scored him earlier today. I was in a hurry too. But, width don't mean much. Like you said, anyways, Buckmasters, heck, that'd be crazy. You'd deduct, this would be a 130 deer. Yeah, that don't even make sense. Like you'd have to deduct 20 inches. That'd be insane. So, anyways,
Yeah, just pity. So whenever it's all dry, what comes next?
what
After
comes
it's-
next? I'll
yeah.
clean it up, take the pins out of it, clean it up, and do the finish work.
Paint.
Yeah, I'll do the epoxy first. I have a 2-part epoxy. I fill all the voids around the eyes, the nose, mouth, all of that. And once I fill all the voids, then I'll come back and do epoxy work, and then paint it, airbrush it, and put a clear coat on the nose, around the eyes a little bit, and put a clear coat on the whole antlers, and then I'm done.
Hey, we're wearing the same shirt. We're like Twinkies.
We are not Twinkies.
It's
No.
Gillen Fines. Custom rods. He would be proud that we brought it up. Glenn said I need to come watch you do one in person so I can do my own.
I wish somebody would learn how to do them so they quit asking me to do them. I get asked all the time, if I kill one this year, you gonna mount it for me? And I'm like, nope, sure ain't. And then they're like, yeah, you'd mount it for me. And then I'm like, nope, I wouldn't. Sorry. Don't
Go
have
ask my
time.
wife.
Huh?
You'll say, go ask my wife. And I'm like, no.
Danielle, like, she's the one made me retire taxidermy, y'all. She made me quit. True story. She said, you ain't taking no more. But I can understand why. I mean, it's just time consuming.
Let's see. Make Bradley a pie. I might make him a pie this weekend.
I better get a pie.
I bought a bunch of stuff to get started and never did. Got busy with work and
Who's that saying that?
Glenn.
Talking about taxidermy?
Yep.
All I'm telling you is very, very, very time consuming.
Everybody wants scores and ages, which are of plus kids. I agree. Yeah. Sent you a picture of
Look at that, y'all. Check it out. I'm adding some extra detail. See what I'm putting in there around the ears. Kind of, I don't know, the light on this side. Hey, I need you to order me some more of them lamps right there. Yeah. If you don't mind.
him. Miles went hunting this afternoon. Ain't he a cutie pie? He got a haircut. Peyton cut his curls off. Now he's a big boy. Yeah, I was wondering, it does look dark. I thought you had those.
No, I need
Those are actually good bulbs. The others are. I think you had that set somewhere. Looks good. He always needs to practice.
I like it. I think it's good to go.
If you like it, I love it.
I'm gonna poke my eye on this thing. Bar right here.
You need your eyeballs.
What are we doing for supper?
I was gonna pick up some, and then I came straight home because whenever I left
So
work,
you didn't pick
my
up nothing
brain
for
was
supper?
fried. I got green beans. I got
Nah.
swamp potatoes.
No. Ate them last night. Not eating those again.
They were good, but I don't want to be in.
All right, guys.
I hope y'all are all having a great Wednesday. Happy hump day. The week is almost over.
No, Glenn, I don't want more practice. Oh my goodness, I can't catch up, Glenn. I've been trying to do. I've had this one since January, and really did not have like a lot more to do, to be honest about it, and just I don't know, just could not seem to get the time to get him finished. But I got him now. I'm glad I got him finished, Daniel. But yeah, he's a pretty buck, made a pretty mount. He's gonna have a real nice one to put on the wall. Sorry about my like exaggerated scoring. I don't know. I sucked it up the first time. Telling everybody it's a 190.
Well, you even have that in the title, so people have to watch to the very end to see the truth.
I'm not changing the title. The 190. We'll make them watch. Everybody will get in there. We got some big ones though. 150 is still good.
Heck yeah. I'll take it.
Everybody was like, ain't no way. Glenn wasn't no getting nothing past Glenn. Glenn's like, nah, he ain't that big.
I saw that. I was like, Bradley, you're wrong.
I'm with Glenn though. Anything 150, like, hey, anything over 130 is a really nice deer, y'all. That's especially in the South. 130s is tanks, so keep that in mind. All right. Well, look, we're gonna get out of here. Guess we're gonna have to go to town and get something to eat because old girl didn't make no pie. She didn't cook no supper.
Been a long day.
I don't know what to think about all that, but just
Been
gotta
a
go
long day.
find some food. So we're gonna be out. That's gonna be it for this one. God's country hunting and fishing, keeping it real.